I last talked to you, quite a lot of things have changed um, here in still here in Trans-Arctic Norway, but I now don't have a job. Everyone was temporarily laid off about 3 days ago, so I'll tell the whole story to start with. Um, we had on Thursday full numbers of bookings. We had lots of dog sledding. Everyone was business as usual. And Thursday afternoon, we heard that we were going to have to potentially not serve food or anything the next day when we had customers, but we could still dog sled as per normal. The next day on Friday, we had this is on Friday the Friday the 13th. Um, we we went dog sledding, and at 1:30 the government told us that we can't do it anymore. So at 1:30 our last guests left, and Vilmark Centre was officially closed. And then by Friday night, we got a letter from our boss telling us that we were temporarily laid off. And then the next day, I was getting quite worried as to whether I'd have a place to live or not, and if I would have to try and find a way back to New Zealand, which is not ideal. Anyway, long story short, I do have a place to live here at Vilmark Centre, which is really, really good. Um, Tova is looking after us very well here, and we're super lucky for the short term. We will have to see how long this goes on for. Norway is officially closed for 2 weeks, but realistically, looking at like China and how long it took China to sort this problem out, they took 2 months. So yeah, good chance that we probably won't be in business for a while yet. So that leaves me now in Tromsø and living at Vilmark Centre. We have 300 dogs that we're allowed to go and take dog sledding just whenever we want, which is quite cool. It's quite fun. I'm not working. There's a couple of people working just to feed the dogs and that sort of thing. But yeah, we don't have a whole lot happening here anymore. So basically, the season went to a shuddering halt very, very quickly. Um, Question was how many cases in Finland, and Finland's currently got 244 cases, so that's not too many. Plus 19 today. I have a wee chart in front of me. Um, Norway, Norway was interesting because the whole of Europe, no one really took this whole thing seriously for a while, which is crazy because they had examples of it of like South Korea and China where the problem with the virus was very obvious what happens, and everyone ignored it until Norway here. Norway was the third highest. They had the third highest number of cases per capita if you take into account population of any country in the world before Norway even acted and did anything. And then within about 2 or 3 days, they've basically closed everything. So now in Norway, the borders closed, the airports are closed, most restaurants are closed, I think, and there's just supermarkets open, and that's probably yeah. All tourism is closed, and Norwegians have been asked to come home if they're overseas. Um, yeah, so I can go back to New Zealand potentially, and I've been debating whether to go back to New Zealand or not. But just the thought of trying to get back to New Zealand right now is quite daunting because if you think about it, from here I would have to fly to somewhere, maybe through Oslo, except now all the airports are closed here. If I could make it to London, then perhaps I could fly from there. But the problem is, like, if I would have to take 2 or 3 or 4 flights to get to New Zealand, and if one of those countries I transit through don't let me in or don't let me transit, for example, Singapore is not letting people transit anymore, even, then I'm stuck, and I would be stuck wherever I was, and then until this whole thing blows over. So right now, where I am in Tromsø, it's a good place. I'm in a good place right now. So I've kind of decided to stay here, stay put, and see what happens. Yeah, we'll see how far this all goes. If the world completely falls to bits, then that's yeah. I've worked out how 16,517 kilometers away from New Zealand. So about as far away from New Zealand as you could possibly be physically, which is a little bit daunting, but whatever. Hopefully managed to work this out. Any questions, guys? For those who are watching. Ashley, I would stay too. Stay safe. Yeah, I'm staying here. So the advantage is that right now we're coming into springtime and it's pretty awesome at the moment in Tromsø. It's got a lot of snow and we got daylight as well, lots of sunshine. So it is a good time to be here, and I've got all the time in the world now to go skiing and dog sledding and enjoy Tromsø for what it is, which is going to be fun, and I will enjoy that. Right now, I'll just show you. Right now, we've got a blizzard outside. So this is one of the only blizzards that we've had all season, actually. So that's quite fun. We've been digging the dogs out because the dog kennels keep getting buried over time with all the wind blowing. Yeah, so that's my update. Sorry I've been a little bit quiet on YouTube for a while because, I don't know, in winter I really lost my motivation for editing, unfortunately. So I've been a little bit slow to make videos, and there is a new video up just recently from a ski trip that we did up a really cool mountain nearby. If you want to go and have a look at that, check it out. Called Bendiorstinden. It was about 1,066 meters high, and we skied up to the top and then and back. It was a lot of fun. Really, really nice snow. Hopefully after the storm we'll have a bit of snow as well and we can get out and go skiing. Anyway, hope everyone out there is doing okay. I'd love to hear what you're up to and where you are with all of the coronavirus craziness that suddenly hit the world. Ashley, I'm jealous. I live in PA, USA, and the only show we got was once, and it was about 3 inches snow. Sorry. Yeah, that's 3 inches of snow. It's fun. Outside, I think we almost probably have 2 or 3 meters now of snow. And it's blowing a lot of wind out there now. This is fun. David, my friends who work in Milfordstown told me New Zealand is banning tourist travel into New Zealand. They will probably lose their jobs there with no tourists. Yes, brings up a point though. So New Zealand has taken a very radical approach, opposite of Europe. Europe waited until each country's got about 1,000 cases before they do anything. Norway right now, just so you're aware, Norway has 1,250 cases. And what's the most? Italy's got 24,000. So New Zealand has got 8 cases. Norway and New Zealand have got its first case on exactly the same day. And New Zealand has now got 8 cases and Norway 1,250. And New Zealand has actually done very well. I'm a little bit surprised, but they've done very well here at controlling this. And they've got, geographically, they're the perfect country to keep the virus out. So New Zealand they've got compulsory quarantine for anyone entering the country and for 14 days. So if you think about it, very few people are going to go there. So they haven't banned completely people going there, but no one really is going to go there with that. And that's probably going to keep the virus out in New Zealand, I would say. Like, it would make it very easy to control anyway, if you don't have a bunch of people coming in. The problem with Europe is everyone crosses the borders and everything like 5 times every day. And so people are moving so much in Europe that the virus is just spread like virally, literally. And everyone's like, oh, but you can't close the borders, it's Europe, you can't do it, you can't do it. Well, they've done it now. And if they had done it earlier, then none of this would be such a big problem. But because they waited so long, each country's got so many cases before they close the border that realistically it's going to be very, very challenging to control. They might manage to control it, but it's going to be very, very difficult. What did I tell you? Only safe place is your dad's house. want 2 months, 2 months ago. Now you're stuck. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I did not disagree with you. I know that something's going to happen to the world eventually. And this is probably going to be it. And yes, I'm now most likely stuck in Norway. There's still a chance to go home, but it's not very easy. um, what do I think about that? I've always had it in the back of my head that if something bad did happen and I do get stuck in another country, I commandeer a yacht and I find my way home. That's looking like a lot of hard work at this point, but it's always possible. If I need to find my way back to New Zealand, I will. And if the world is at that stage, wherever I am, they will probably be able to use my skills that I've learned growing up at Gorge River too. So yeah, I'm not worried either way there. But yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, you watched one of my videos the other night and thought the same thing. What video did you watch? Yeah, um, you guys are right. But what's the adventure if you're not out in the world exploring? And hey, something like this could happen. Where I am, I'm fine. The Arctic's probably not the best place to live long term without a lot of support here, but whatever. This could be worse. I don't want to be in big cities right now. I want to be further out in the wilderness, and where we are here is relatively way out. Norway, you can catch fish. There's moose and reindeer. That's about all. But yeah, you'd probably survive. Any more comments, guys? Binge watching. Thank you. Love it. Love to see your support in that with the videos, because that is what keeps me going with editing. Editing is a lot of hard work. A lot of fun making the videos, and then editing the videos is a lot of hard work. So I do appreciate your comments and sharing my videos and that sort of thing, because yeah, that's what keeps me going with it all. You look very healthy. I am super healthy at the moment. For this winter, I've done a lot of skiing. So I think we've done 18 uphills. Probably done about 8 or 10 different mountains, and 18 uphill. So when you skin up the hill, and then you ski down, and most of them have been 800 to 1,000 meters high or higher even. So I am super fit at the moment, and it's really, really good. It means that if I'm not worried about the virus myself, I'm young and fat. Like, the virus isn't going to kill me, but it's more the economic impact and what's happening with the world that affects me. Live near Seattle, Washington. All restaurants, bars, and entertainment, recreational facilities statewide are shut down, along with all schools. US has been a little bit slow to pick things up, but they are starting to close a few things. So I'm interested to see how your country responds. So far, I think they've got a lot of negative feedback about how the US is dealing with the virus, and yeah, rightly so. I think they've kind of dropped the ball so far, but with luck, maybe the USA is slacking. Actually, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I think with time they will maybe a little bit better. We'll see. But yeah, when you look at the number of people who've been tested in the US compared to the number of people getting tested in other countries, it just doesn't even compare. At one stage, US was testing 4 people per million, and South Korea had tested 4,000 per million, and Italy 1,000 per million, just to give a comparison for the coronavirus. So I have a bit of a cough. I've had this for a month. It's not the virus. Looks like it's raining and snowing outside. If you follow on, I'll show you again. Good day to be inside. What else is happening out in the world, guys? Tell me what you've been up to. I talked to my mum and dad the other day. They're safe and happy and well at Gorge River. They just had some Americans visiting, so they weren't. They were hoping they hadn't had the virus. Even at Gorge River, we get people from all over the world turn up in New Zealand, jump in a helicopter, and then go for a fly. And they'll often come past Gorge River. David, you got a bug and recovered in 24 hours. That's good. There's been some pretty bad flus going around here even before the virus turned up. There's been quite a few people getting sick. Assuming it's not the virus. Where we worked here, like in Norway, it's crazy. We had so they banned Chinese from coming, and then within a few days, the Chinese were not the country with the biggest problem. It's Italy, and we would have sometimes 20 or 30 or 40 Italians come through from Milan. This is right when they were already starting to lock down parts of Italy, and Norway was just having so many tourists coming in from these countries with the diseases, with the virus, from like Germany and Norway and Germany and Italy and Spain and all that. No one seemed to care, and that's why now they've got the problem so bad. Do Mum and Dad get a lot of visitors? Yeah, they get lots of visitors. They get a few, like every couple of days sometimes, or maybe every few weeks. It all depends. The longest we went without a visitor when I was growing up was 7 weeks. But in recent years, it's been a bit more common to have visitors. So to get there, it's either hikers, or flying in an aeroplane or flying in a helicopter generally. Occasionally by boat, but not very often. Wonderful day there. Just in lockdown, being bored. Watch the internet. CB. Thank you. Where are you, CB? Are you in lockdown as well? Who else is in lockdown? Someone must be. That's really cool. Thanks, Ashley. WV, West Virginia in the States. Are you in lockdown there yet? Maybe not. Curious. Alright guys, well, any more questions? I might end this in a minute if you don't have any more questions. And I'll keep you updated with what happens in my life and where I end up. Yeah, curious to see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. No lockdown, Ashley, here yet, but my kids' school is closed for 2 weeks. Okay, that's already starting then. So Norway, they closed the schools one day, and then they closed all the tourist places the next day, and then they closed the airport about 2 days after that. So it happened very quickly here, and expect that it's happened very quickly wherever they've done it. So China, and then Korea, and then Italy, and now it's Germany, France, Spain, and Norway, and Denmark. It happened very quickly. Once they started closing things, it was just a matter of 2 or 3 or 4 days before basically everything is shut. So be prepared for that. Alright guys, good luck everyone out there. Stay safe, stay warm, stay corona free. The only corona that should be in your house is Corona beer. Keep it that way. And yeah, thanks guys for watching, and we will catch you later.